What is good, everybody? It is your girl, Monique, stars with wisdom body. Woo, 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 woo. All right, so March is upon us, right? Here we are already. So fast, but didn't February feel a little bit slow to you? I don't know about you, but for me, it kind of did. And then towards the end, it started speeding up a little bit. So we had the Mars retrograde going on, and that felt like just being dragged. And then once it started moving forward, it was like you had to just clear out this like, and then like, all right, now we can move forward. Like let's clear this shit out. Now we can move forward. Okay, so what now? March is here. We have a bunch of astrological things going on here. We have Venus retrograde, a whole bunch of transits of Mercury going on. Mercury enters Aries. We have the full moon in Virgo lunar eclipse. It's eclipse season. And we have the sun entering into Aries. Then we have the solar eclipse and new moon in Aries. A lot of Aries energy. Okay? Aries, Pisces. But for this next month, this is fire, baby. Fire. Aries is ruled by Mars. And so when I was talking about the year of the 9, if you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. It's on one of the previous posts if you're watching this on Instagram or TikTok or wherever else, shorts. But I have the full video on my YouTube. So go ahead and check that out. And I'll just give a brief synopsis on with the 9 year, we are being ruled by Mars, which rules over Aries. So with us going into Aries season, this is really like the start of, with Mars in direct right now, this is the start of the new year. Okay? That's really going to activate that 9 energy to like, it's almost like not a climax, but it's like a point of like, all right, we're fully going to see it. This month is going to really show us what everything is and was for. Like, this is going to be that moment where we're really going to get some stride here with Mars being direct, and then all these planets. Maybe Mercury has something to do with it because I said Mercury. Anyways, so with Mars being a 3-month, this is correlated to Jupiter though. And so Mercury and Jupiter, they're not necessarily like the best of friends, but they are, polar opposites, right? Because that's Gemini and Sagittarius. So with, that Mercury Jupiterian energy with opposing forces, there's usually like this push-pull type of energy. But it's not a squaring type of energy. It's not one that causes friction and takes more work to press through. This is more of like a magnetic energy of Mercury and Jupiter are opposites, so they're gonna go kind of like do this dance, right? So there's just gonna be this energy this next month of like a dance of expanding and then focusing on the small details, expanding to see the big picture and focusing on the small details. But it's gonna like be like this quick energy because we have the eclipses in here, which mark like pivotal moments that help to activate the areas where they occur at for you. And so we have the Venus retrograde. I'm gonna start there. Venus is in Aries, and it's going to be retrograding until April, let's see, 13th. Venus goes direct in Pisces, and then it'll go back to Aries, because right now it's in Aries, and so it's going to go back into Pisces. So Venus is the planet that rules over Taurus, Libra. It also rules over like money and love, to cut it short, right? Beauty, what you value, like what you find valuable type thing. And so with Venus and Aries, this is opposite energy again, like kind of like the Mercury Jupiter energy. So there's like these opposing energies going on. So with that, that's the second time. For me, I see that as it's just this magnetic field. Where's my stones at? That gives, like, these are magnetites, right? They don't magnetite or anything like that, but they're magnetic and energy. And so basically when you have, I feel it already, when you have magnetic or whatever energy, like, and you put the opposite side of a magnet, you basically have like this push-pull energy, and you can feel it, like, kind of like, I want to come close, but I want to like also move away, and it's like this, but you feel it, and it's like you can't help but come closer and come closer. So anyways, there's that. You know, Venus rules over Libra, Taurus. Mars, Aries, rules over Aries, which is ruled by Mars, rules over Aries and Scorpio. So Aries is opposite Libra, right? And then Scorpio is opposite Taurus, okay? So these are basically, Venus isn't too happy in Aries. It creates kind of like this maybe more masculine, feminine energy, which is not bad. It's not bad. Just saying, like, this can also contribute to, you know, women kind of stepping more into their masculine energy or their assertive leadership type of energy, kind of like, all right, you know, I need to take the lead on this situation. I need to, like, you know, lead the energy or lead something, some sort of leadership, right? But it's going in Venus retrograde. So with Venus going what appears to be retrograde is just like, you know, like when you're in a car and you pass them or whatever, and it seems like they're going backwards, but they're not really going backwards, they're just going slower. So that's what happens here, okay? So basically we're passing up Venus, and then Venus looks like it's going slow. So it's something like that. And so Venus going retrograde back into Aries, and then back through Aries. And so it's going to figure out something on that journey, because it's going back into Pisces. It's going to dip back into Pisces on the 27th. That's going to be like 3 weeks, right? And so this is regarding love. So looking up coins. Looks like Venus is going back to go get her man. Yes. A little heart right there, but you know, love hurts. I'm just kidding. So with Venus going back through Aries, this is like the feminine kind of standing up for whatever reason, right? Standing up for her money, standing up in her relationship, taking some sort of lead in the energy, or going back to reflect on where she needs to be more assertive in her value and her relationship, like how she should be assertive. So this is a lot of reflective, introspective energy. Retrogrades are to reevaluate, to reflect, to, you know, make plans. You can even make plans during a retrograde, you know. It's a great time to make plans. And especially in Aries, because Aries is very tactical. It's the warrior. So this is like really good. If you want to restructure your finances, this is actually a really good time, or to go into study about finances. And then it's going to go back into Pisces. So whatever was going on when, you know, Pisces, let me see. Let me look at April when Venus, hold on, let me look at April. Venus, when it goes back into Aries on April 30th, after going, you know, back into Pisces, and it's going to go direct to April 13th. And then on April 30th, it's going to enter back into Aries, where it's at right now. But so it's taking this journey back, right? To maybe reassess something, wherever it was at, right? So let me actually go back. So it's going to retrograde at 10 degrees on the 2nd. Don't know when I'm going to post this. I'm hoping tonight. There we go, 2437. January 28th, 2025. So we're looking at January 28th to correlate it to April 13th, because we have April 13th Venus direct in Pisces at 2437. That's 1:02 a.m. So this is basically kind of like, if you can go back in your journal, January 28th, what was going on around that time. And, you know, this will kind of give you a key pointer or a clue as to where Venus is going back to. So that, and we got the 6 of Staves. If it's regarding love, it was something that was really, either it's going to be triumphant, or it's going to be something that sometime that you were celebrating something or feeling really good about something. So, but either way, so if that's what you're going back to, and he's on a horse, so this is like a trip back memory lane, like some kind of positive memory that you're going to come into, or this could be like that you're going back, your trip back there is going to be successful, and you're going to have a reason to celebrate, and other people are going to have a reason to celebrate you, kind of energy right there. So that is the Venus retrograde journey. And so with it going back into Pisces, when it enters back into Pisces, and this is where we came from, it was finding you know, direction in our spiritual value, like reconnecting to the our own value and system with spirituality, or maybe connections that were or began as spiritual, and how to, because we're coming back to Pisces, right? This is going back to retrieve that, and or maybe like reconfigure something, to retrieve some sort of information, to maybe integrate some things that we've already crossed paths with. Like, I gotta go take it. It's almost like timeline traveling. Like, let me go back to this really quickly, and like from what I learned, I need to go back and like readjust something, so that way I can come back and it'll be a little bit smoother for this trip back, right? Like maybe I forgot, like, I don't know, you know, I needed a pen, you know, for work or something. I don't know. I needed something for work. I needed something for my relationships, my romantic relationship, you know. I needed something for my home, you know, that's not quite home because it's not moon. But, you know, I needed something. So I'm going to go back and get it, reconfigure it, reconnect. And this is spiritual energy. This is also, you know, just being mindful that this is also, Pisces is kind of like, you know, getting lost. So be mindful of grounding, and yeah. So Venus can kind of get, it is actually very elevated in this sign though. This Venus loves to be in Pisces. So this is like, I love kind of energy. Like, you fall in love when Venus is in Pisces, you know? Like, it's so good. And then Venus comes back and it's like, all right, like we meshed in the spiritual, let's do this in the physical. Like, what are we going to take action with all this love that we like, you know, we're so like soft, because Pisces is like this really hypersensitive energy, you know, like so psychic that it's like it's so sensitive that it's psychic. It's the sign that's closest to the other side. And so Venus is now like coming from Pisces and trying to shake it off, because Aries energy is like, all right, like I'm gonna take all this spirituality or all this love, this spiritual love, and or this job, or like seriously, and I'm gonna put this onto the ground. Like I'm gonna make a new way. We're gonna do it differently. Or like, you know, it's just really like the warrior type energy. Venus like puts on her little black paint. You know, she's probably wearing pink though. And so and so this takes Venus down through this warrior type energy. Like nobody's messing around with their money. Or actually, you know, Venus can be impulsive with money, but it's like it goes both ways, either spending or receiving as well. This retrograde should be interesting. It should be fun. Don't make no sudden impulsive purchases. No getting into relationships. You know, this might be a time where you are reflecting a lot in your relationship, how valuable it is to you. This is a great time for resolving issues, because we got the right? You could either be resolving issues or reflecting on, you know, do I want to go through that process, you know? So it could either go either way. Like, you know, some relationships may deepen and really like actually be able to be in a space of like, you know, especially when it hits that Pisces energy, where you can really like resolve some certain things and then like be able to prepare yourself for going back into this aggressive energy. All right, so that's Venus retrograde and my synopsis on Venus. Then we have Mercury all in the same day. So we have Mercury conjunct the North Node. We have Mercury conjunct Neptune. So Mercury's just moving and whipping, right? So this is just Mercury going through the node and Neptune. This is pointing towards high mental creative energy, and it's in Pisces. So this is giving us, I say be careful signing contracts. Be careful with what people say around this time. But also it's very poetic and a very great day to, you know, get creative. If you're in that creative space, this is also a great day to for manifestation, visualization meditations. If you're a person who likes to meditate and do visualization, the second is a really great day for that, because like with Venus going retrograde, introspective and stuff like that, Venus being in retrograde, or any planet being in retrograde, is a great time for reassessing. And so a lot of manifestation happens underneath, right? Underneath everything energetically. So that's for March 2nd. It's going to be a great day for that. And then the third, Mercury comes from that dreamy space of being into like, Aries, like fast, witty, like people are going to be driving fast. You're going to be talking fast. You're going to be thinking fast. You're going to be like, you could also get upset really fast, you know? So this is like, we have to kind of make sure that we're grounding our energy. And so this could also be people just saying things just to say them, you know? people arguing, but also people take being a little bit more assertive, you know. And then this could be a time of being where you're impulsive with your, not impulsive, but you move fast with your hands. Oh, also be careful, because Aries is ruled by Mars, which is the knife. So careful with your hands, careful with driving, and things of that nature. Then Mercury's moving its little tail. Mercury's going, do it. Then Mercury conjoins the Venus that is in retrograde. So this could be like having some conversations that need to be had about regarding finances, regarding relationships. In Aries, this could be just really bold, like assertions. March 12th, we have Sun conjoins Saturn. Okay, so Sun conjoins Saturn is the two authoritative planets of the sky that represent father figures and authority figures. So this could be, Saturn is like government as well. This could be like definitely a sort of like a public display of people asserting their authority. That's what I see. This is also, though, creative meets, like a creative project meets an investor. So if you, I just got that download, if you have a creative project, you could potentially meet somebody who's an investor, but you will have to have like some sort of profile. You'll have to have some sort of profile prepared. Or this could be a great day to, you know, get approved for some sort of project that you have. It could also be feeling restricted this day, where you feel like your creative projects are restricted, where you feel like nobody's taking you seriously, taking your creative projects seriously. Then we have the full moon in Virgo, the lunar eclipse in Virgo. So full moons are a time for release. This is the time when the moon is in between the earth and the sun. And so the sun illuminates the moon and reflects that to us. And so in energetic sphere, it's like the sun is opposite the moon sign. And so, in space rather. And so this creates an energy where, like that push-pull energy, you know. This is a time to tap into healing. Great time to clean the house. A great time to set up a routine. A great time to release some habits that you don't like or that you feel are impeding on your health. This may be a time to do like a cleanse, whatever type of cleanse that is. A limpia, if you want to do a limpia, energetic cleanse, you know, a physical cleanse, cleansing bath. You know, I recommend, you know, the cleansing baths all the time, but that's neither here nor there. And yeah, and to do like a you know, a ceremony with other people, to write, you know, some things that you want to release. Then we have Mercury that hits retrograde in Aries at 9 degrees. Mercury going to retrograde is like a time of reflection, mental reflection. So this is a time when our mind gets to reset. It's almost like a I want to say like a on-off type of situation where we turn the phone off and turn it back on. So a lot of times this period, there's a lot of different electronical things that go on. You might see extra accidents. You might see with Mercury, people, it's in a reflective period, right? So we're social creatures, and if you're socializing or talking to somebody, this could be a time where you actually reveal inner thoughts. Conversations, what I've noticed through observational astrology with the retrograde period for Mercury, is that conversations get really, really intimate. And so a lot of times it's advised to kind of be more on the quiet side, or to, watch what you say and stuff like that. And it's because we're going more into a receptive state of being. And so being receptive, your abilities to listen are heightened during a retrograde. I've never really heard actually anybody talk about that. That just came to me. But your ability to listen is heightened. So therefore, if you reserve yourself more for intimate relationships, your ability to listen will be heightened, and your ability to be more vulnerable with your thoughts, just thoughts, because this is Mercury, and plans, then this will be really beneficial, because you're actually giving the more receptive is more of a introverted energy. It's more of the feminine energy. It's more of the inward self, right? So when it's Mercury's in retrograde, we are more so letting out that inner self, the inner thoughts. It being in Aries, good or bad, the assertive thoughts, the more bold thoughts, the innovative thoughts, the leading thoughts, the sexual thoughts. Aries is very sexual. And, this could be dirty talk, but it's just saying that's the positive, but the negative is, it could be this could be diarrhea of the mouth, somebody who has no self-control with their mouth, or, the real dirty side of them comes out, in the sense of these people have not been doing work. So, that's, ooh. So then we have the 17th, the sun conjoins the North Node. This is really good energy, helping inspire us to go. And the 19th, 2 days later, it conjoins Neptune. So Neptune is right there with the nodes. And so this is highly, highly spiritual energy. This is us being able to illuminate and tap into, when we work with these energies in the positive sense and the higher side of things, we are placing more intention. So say you see sun conjoining Neptune, you know what? Hey, I'm going to place intentions to be creative, highly creative that day, and to just get into my zone. What do I want to, do I want to paint? Am I a jewelry artist? What am I, or where do I like to let out? Am I a dancer? Do I like to make, content for social media, videos? Am I a photographer? Am I a videographer? What do I like to do? We're all creative, but just finding where we are creative at. Soon after, the sun does those conjunctions at the last degrees of Pisces. This is all Pisces. This is all creative energy. And then we have the sun entering into Aries, which is where the sun with Aries is amazing. So this is the equinox. Basically, this is when spring starts, And so this is where, this period is where I say between the start of the sun entering Aries and the 29th, which is the new moon in Aries. I'm going to call it the new moon in Aries, but I'm going to just give it that whole space, is where the new year starts. Okay, this is the beginning of the zodiacal wheel, and so this is where it's like everybody's been through, like, you know, losing themselves, or, you know, letting go, purging, and or, you know, connecting to spirit more, you know, connecting to people that allow them to connect with spirit, with them. And so everybody's ready to just like burst forth and start fresh, feel this fresh sunshine, air, whatever it is, and get out of that watery, deep energy. We love it because we have to go deep, right? But we have to come for air. So, you know, we come up, the sunshine hits us first before we take a breath. So the sunshine into Aries, and then soon after 3 days, it conjoins Venus, because Venus is in Aries, coming back towards, but Venus is coming retrograde, you know? So it's like when you see a friend, like Venus is coming back and it's like, oh, hey, sun. And then the sun's like, hey Venus, what's up? Where are you going? Like, what's going on? You know, the sun's like, what are you doing? Like, where are you going? And so that day, there's going to be some sort of illumination with the path backwards. It's going to kind of give us a little bit of, when the Venus gets close to the sun, but when Venus gets conjoined, it kind of gets like blinded. And so, you know, but the sun coming close to Venus and Venus coming close to the sun, it just kind of gives a little bit of clarity, also creativity, enhanced desire to feel beautiful. Since it's in the sign of Aries, it's going to make it want to be bold and beautiful, like the bold and the beautiful. And then the sun in, you also might feel like with sun with Venus in relationships, this might look something like, you know, the sun, which is going forward, and the Venus going back. This might look something like, you know, masculine energy, the masculine of the relationship, you know, kind of highlighting some things that the Venus is going back for. Like, you know, what is Venus going back for? So the sun might highlight and show something, the masculine energy. Sun enter Aries, sun conjuncts the Mercury on the 24th. This is a lot of mental. I have this in my chart. So I also have sun conjunct Venus in my chart. So these are energies that happen very often in the chart. The sun, Venus, and Mercury are not really ever too far apart. And so the sun conjoins Mercury. This brings a lot of like mental stimulation, a lot of mental activity, wanting to be a little bit chatty, especially in Aries. It's going to be like speaking before you think type of energy. So just be careful and be mindful on those days. On that day, the 24th. We have Venus leaving Aries on the 27th, which is going back into Pisces. And so this is when we're going to go back into that really soft energy, and it's going to kind of feel like a little bit of a relief from this Aries energy, to be honest. But it's going to be in that retrograde. So it's going to be like, it's going back to through the journey of what it's getting back to and what it's going to bring back forth. So this is going to start showing us what we really went back for. So you'll start to pay attention when it goes into Pisces, because we're going back to that, what degree did I say? The 24th degree of Pisces. So we're going back to that degree, and it's only about 6 degrees. So you're going to start seeing, though, once you get to Pisces, what themes or whatever was going on that January 28th day. And so then Venus conjuncts Neptune. There could be some fogginess, or just be careful right here with your wallet, or anything with money. With the love, it could be, you know, either just being so lost in each other, or wanting to feel like you just want to like either spend the day at the beach or watching the movies, or just spend a day like getting lost with your love or getting creative with your love. Venus with Neptune could be, in monetarily, it could be like, you know, maybe spending a lot of money or losing, or maybe you spend your money on like hobby stuff or creative stuff. This could also mean that you are valuing like your spiritual time. Like you want to really like beautify your altar or something like that. Or you want to really, you know, immerse yourself with your partner type of energy. Something like that. Or you're immersing yourself in some sort of artistic project for that you get paid for or something. Then we have the 29th, solar eclipse in Aries, new moon in Aries. Baby, this is fire. Fire upon fire. This is the beginning of the new year for me, because this is the new moon. The new year starts on a new moon. So this is the new moon in Aries. The moon and the sun are both in Aries. So this is where you set your intentions for the next cycle. And with it being in a solar eclipse, you can set your intentions for 6 months, and then you can set your intentions for the month of Aries, the month of Aries, and then you can set your intentions for the 6-month solar eclipse cycle, so that way you can have that set forth. And yeah, this is, you want to focus on all things Aries. You know, where can you be more of a leader in your life? Where can you be more innovative? Where can you create your own path? Where can you be more bold? The last video cut off, I was talking about the new moon in Aries. Where can you be more bold? Where can you take more initiative? You know, this is planning out for the whole year. Okay, so place your intentions, plant your seeds, do a ritual, do whatever you need to. This is the time where you may want to create a vision board, where this is where you're planting your seeds for the next year. Okay, so think from this spring until next spring, okay, to get you through summer, fall, winter. So make sure you plan yourself out for the year, set your intentions. What do I want to see for each season? Think of the seasons, maybe, you know, go in season flow. And then Mercury leaves Aries in retrograde, going back into Pisces, going back. What plan was I setting? What do I need to resolve back in the spiritual sense, in the unconditional loving sense, in my creative self, my creative projects? This is also the subconscious energy, the subtle bodies, psychic body. You know, where do I need to go and rethink something, reflect on something when it comes to those aspects? Then Mercury conjuncts Neptune. What creative projects was I planning for? What was I working with my hands? Just being careful with your cards, your hands, and things of that nature. Then Neptune enters into Aries, and this is a whole nother video because Neptune is an outer planet that takes 13 years to go through each sign. And so this is going to be the beginning of a whole new, I believe it says like 100 and something year cycle. So it's going to be there for 14 years. This is the new beginning, spiritual awakening, courageous leadership, I feel like this is going to be like where spiritual leaders are going to step up into the game. This will be an era for spiritual exploration, visionary leadership, bold action, potential radical transformation. Dissolve the challenges could be dissolving boundaries, confusion about identity, self-delusion if not channeled constructively. This arts, focus on arts. 165 years. So to go through all the zodiacs, it takes 165 years. So it's been about 160. It was around 1861. I'll have to do a little bit of research, and when I do the Neptune in Aries, I'm gonna have to go ahead and go through that. But that's in about a month, so maybe in a few weeks I will be getting that done. Right now I want to pull a few cards. I'm placing the intention to pull some cards on this Venus retrograde. So this is regarding love right here. This is regarding love, and then I'll get into. So I want to ask, what do we need to know for this Venus retrograde regarding love? Love. What is the collective that comes across this need to be aware of when it comes to Venus retrograde and love? Love. Let's get some cards. Ooh, I like that. Justice. Justice. Some sort of peace or reflecting as well at home, success in the home. There's gonna be a new fresh start. There's gonna be like some sort of energy. Okay. We got the Two of Arrows, which indicates kind of like a indecisive energy. And then we got underneath it, we got the Ten of Staves, which is the heavy burdens. So if there is any decision that needs to be made in regarding to mental processing or deciding on something, you're going to be called to be putting down the heavy weight of anything mental, and we're being asked to build on what sparks, or you're being called to build what sparks a new beginning. I see success here on being able to, so it feels like there's a king here, right? There's a king. For some of you, you might have two options. Justice card. I want to go ahead and relook at the Justice card. I'm still learning this deck, but I'm getting much better at it. Justice represents justice, wisdom, fairness, and detachment. So this is about waiting, loyalty for, so some of you may be waiting for somebody to come home. A King of Arrows, air sign. This person may be wanting to spark a new connection with you, but also this could be, you know, and I see like somebody putting you to bed, like taking you to pounce. This is getting real sexual. Oh my gosh, real sexual in the bed. Let me put you to bed, bed, bed. Let me put you to bed, bed, bed. And I'ma rock your body till you're over. So there's going to be a lot of passion, action, and movement, but this is movement in building something new. Maybe having to make a decision on what burdens you're going to be putting down regarding your connection. Somebody's wanting to return, or somebody is making a comeback, or there's like a rekindling. That's what it is. And so we have the match of energy here. This is calling you to wake up from any mental conflict that may have stopped your flow of cash. You're being called to look at a certain connection with fresh eyes, but I see a successful... Okay, so if you're in a relationship or in a connection that hasn't gone through anything yet before the retrograde, right? During the retrograde, there's going to be a moment where you're going to be reflecting, taking a look at the past and the future, all the stuff that you've been through with your partner, all the good, and where you see it going, where you feel like you can build on. Because I don't see anything like being cut away or being taken away. I feel like I see that the energy is more like one person, the feminine, is waiting on the masculine. The masculine is reflecting on how they know that's the feminine. They're reflecting on the passion. They're reflecting on the feeling of home, and they're like wanting to return and bring their mental fortitude, their mental capacity to cut away the burdens, is what I'm getting. To kind of step away from being overly maybe charged. Ooh, we got flowers. There might be some sort of... I just see passion on passion, but there's a building here of something new and wanting to move forward. Somebody's coming to progress. Somebody wants to begin this new journey, and or you may be wanting to forgive this person, or you may decide that you're ready to, let go of the burdens and begin building something new. Like, this person is looking like, man, I'm tired out here in these streets. And this woman is looking like, yeah, I know, motherfucker, like, where you been? You been out on these streets? You want to go back out there? Go back. Go then. But I see success and victory where the masculine is like, yeah, like, we can do this. But there's going to be a moment during the retrograde where it's maybe heavy conversations in the home, or having heavy conversations on which direction you want to go into, and kind of looking at where you've been. The masculine might be like, hold up. Some of y'all, the masculine might be like, let me check you. I need to check to see, like, have you been loyal? Like, I'm trying to see some, So then they go and they see something, and they see that you're matching their energy of that loyalty and that intellectual connection, and that kind of like makes them feel like they can let go of what they were carrying, and now have this, like, let go of all the burdens and start off fresh with just one new, fresh, passionate energy. And they reflect on it, and then they kind of turn around and they're like, all right, let me build up with you, and let's move forward into this space where we can be young and fresh and creative. This is like an I miss you. type of energy, like, do you miss me too? Like, come on, let's build. Like, I know I was out there in the streets. I made this shit weird and heavy for you. So that's the only thing that I see. Is just kind of like having conversations of and some bedroom action, actually, you know. So let's get some more clarifiers. Star card, a lot of hope. We got the happy squirrel. A lot of hope. So there's a lot of hope. What else does the collective need to know about this Venus retrograde? We see a lot of good stuff of building, new, maybe creative projects, getting creative together, letting go of burdens, talking things through, talking about what direction. Somebody might be offering, you know, one of you is going to be stubborn. One of you is going to be like wanting to open up emotionally. So this is a lot of time for reflection and in spiritual enlightenment. You guys might hang out. It might get spiritual. Oh yeah, okay. We got the Ten of Wands again. The Hermit in reverse. I don't like do reversals, but when it pops out and it like makes itself really relevant, this lets me know that, you know, I need to pay attention. So with the Hermit in reverse, this could be telling me that we have the Hermit in reverse and the Hangman. One person is going to be offering their emotional cup. The other person is going to be kind of like, And so this is going to give a period of needing to hang tight and reflect on all the things that you guys have been through, and then come out towards communication, fast action. There's going to be a lot of, you know, movement. And like, there we go. We got the Ten of Cups. So that's saying, you know, good times, happy times are ahead. Don't be a sour puss, a sour face, but just a lot of spiritual reflection for the both of you. And if this is somebody coming back from the past, which is, so for singles, which the Four of Cups is there, this could be somebody wanting to come back from the past that was already kind of like, that was maybe hung up on you, and you're just kind of like, I already know what I went through before with you. You know, you were kind of ghosts, so now you want to come forward with me. And for some of you, you might decide that, you know, I think my victory is going forward on my own. This is with the single person. Or this may be the person, you know, the man deciding to go with the woman that, or a woman that he was already working things with pre-retrograde. But I don't see like multiple people here. I don't see multiple people here. Careful of feeling like, I see a lot of tens, so there's going to be some sort of completion here of cycle, not completions, but like leveling up. We have an emperor that's going to be contributing. He's been saving something. Ooh, what? Hold up. Somebody's going to be bold. They've been saving something. They're going to, oh, they might be offering something. They are very proud of what they're doing. To be offering, to be able to, so don't be stubborn about that. The feminine might be kind of stepping more into her logical with her emotions. She might see that this is a logical connection, a soulmate type connection. Aww. We got happy home here. I got the moon in reverse. Oh, I love it. There's gonna be some sort of like, we got the moon in reverse and the home card. So clarity is here for, we got the home card, the 4 staves earlier. This is happiness, like clarity. The moon is a little bit like the unseen. So everything's gonna be out in the air. The conversations could happen a lot at home, or this could be a common area that you and another person are always having. But we have the Sun card here, which is just like a really good energy of bringing like the light out, being more jovial, feeling more connected to your significant other and or others that make you feel happy. It's a great time for meditation. We have the 4 of Swords, which is resting. And then we got the 10 of Cups, 8 of Wands. This is, you know, like somebody is coming in and they are not playing. They will not rest until they make you happy. So this Emperor right here is about to make this offer. They're about to make an offer that you might want to refuse, but you're not going to, because I'm telling you, you're not going to. And then with the Hanged Man, you're going to gain clarity on who this person is to you. Burdens are going to get put down. The 4 of Wands being right here, the burdens are going to get put down. Like you're going to be good at home, or you could be very tired. Just tired. We got the 10 of Wands upon the 10 of Wands, just like this energy of like, I'm good. Like I went within, I reflected, I see clearly now. Like, let's build, let's move forward, let's let the past rest in peace, let's let the BS rest in peace. All right, babies, that's what I have regarding the love aspect of this Venus retrograde. I see all good, honestly. It's looking good. It's just talking about basically having to have conversations and making decisions regarding, you know, what is it that you're putting down? What is it that you're no longer wishing to move forward? A lot of creativity, a lot of something else, possibly, but you know, make sure that everything is reciprocal. Move forward. You know, you can do this. It's going to take work. If this is a connection that you're deepening, it's going to take work, love, and tiny offerings from one to the other. Now, if this is somebody that you're going back to, make sure that they are working for it. Anyways, that's all I have. If you feel like this resonated, let me know in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe, or whatever, wherever you see it, and let me know how you feel about this energy coming in. If you feel it, what do you feel in regards to the topics that I talked about? And I will see you on the next report when I report it. Thank you so much. Peace.